Hi friend, in this video we're going to practice the actual question which appears in RTA Theory Test. So before we start practicing the question, let's talk about the final exam. The final exam usually have 40 questions, out of which 30 need to be correct in order to pass the exact questions. These, as they are less able to predict possible problem, that was the right option. Second question, how long does it take to learn to be a good driver? Read the option and answer the correct one. If you choose many years of driving practice, that was the correct answer. What is the main factor that help you to be a better driver? Read the options. And if you choose undertaking as many lessons as possible, then it was the right option. New driver have a high crash rate because read option. The first one is they have not done many hours of driving practice. The second is lack of confidence can be distracted by other people's advice. So again, in this kind of question, all three seems to be correct. But you need to choose the best one. So the best answer is first. One driving is more dangerous if you have noise up sensor in your car. Do not keep your car clean and tidy. Go on long drive regularly. So if you choose the first option, that was the correct one. Let's go to the next question. While driving, a head check means, what does head check means? So read the option. And if you choose looking over your shoulder to see through the side windows. So why we do head check is usually done to check your blind spot which you cannot see in the mirror. So here is the next question. You are driving a vehicle A. Before you move into the left lane, you should read the options. And if you choose option B, do ahead, check to ensure there is a room for you in front of nickel B, then it was a correct option. New driver are more likely to crash because they often drive. What do you think if you choose option first? That was correct. One new driver tend to focus more on mechanical side of operation. This is risky period because if you choose option B, that's the correct answer. Why is it important to scan the route scene when you drive? Why we need to scan the road? Is it because you need to anticipate the potential hazard? If you only focus on driving, you will not come to know what is happening on your surrounding. You see, this picture shows the blind spots here. The diagram shows the driver's blind spot. What can you do about blind spot when you drive? Of course, what you need to do, solar check, head check regularly. So know your blind spot and do a head check regularly when you do an assessment test. Even the practical assessment test, the examiner usually notice these things if you're doing a regular head check, or if you are checking a mirror on regular basis or not. Most traffic violation like beating the red light is usually caused by. The answer is easy. That is because of the bad attitude, not because of the skill you're driving vehicle. Which vehicle are in your blind spot? You see, you're driving here, both the vehicle are on your blind spot. So the answer is here. So see these pictures before you answer the questions, because this kind of questions comes a lot. And these are very tricky questions. Sometimes it's really tricky as part of defensive driving. How should you vehicle? We deal with this situation. So because here the options are assumed that vehicle A may stop for the bike rider. Okay, that seems to be correct option. Assume that vehicle A will not stop. And the third one is assuming that the Y rider will stop. You need to assume the worst in this kind of scenario. You're driving vehicle A and the biker is about to cross your path. What should you do? What should you do is about to cross a path? Look out for the biker and be ready to stop if necessary. That's the correct answer because you are already in the intersection if you're driving vehicle C. Which is here. What should you be doing to stay safe? Of course, you have a stop sign, so you need to stop before entering the intersection. Nickel A is about to collide with the biker. What was the reason? You have three options. Choose the correct one if you choose, because he did not. Over the traffic rule was the correct option. Why? Because we clearly had a stop sign. Which driver need to do a head check to see the other vehicle? Of course, vehicle are very simple one. Why? Because we as driving behind when you have devolved the skill to control your car. You will then know the adoption, all that is to know about the driving, how to drive safely on the road. And only one of many skills, it's only one of many skills. One of the many techniques to safe driving is the option. The right option is to try to predict what other driver will do next. This is called hazard perception. What is one way of telling that? You're becoming more skilled as a driver. The option is the character option. Your control on speed is much more strength smooth. The next question is new driver that have plenty of practice, notice more danger on the road, height drive faster in heavy traffic, don't use their brakes very often. So what is the right option? What is one way of telling that you are becoming more skilled as a driver again? Option A, you need less advice from your driving instructor. What is one of the way of telling that you are becoming more skilled as a driver? Again, you make correct decision before your driver asks you to do. You drive and stop at an intersection that has a red traffic light. Can you use a mobile phone while you wait for a change of light? The answer is no. We never use mobile when we're driving. Doesn't matter if you're at an intersection or a signal light. Which example is usually the result of using mobile phone while driving? This question comes quite often. You will definitely get one question out of the mobile phone. Okay, so the option 1 is the right option, speeding up or slowing down without reason. What could be the reason why this collision occurred? Obviously the mistake of driver are because he was on stop line, so we can aid it, not over the traffic rule as a driver. At what time of the day you feel fatigue? You have 3 options. So the answer is if you are driving at a time when you would normally have it sleeping. So basically if you're doing a night shift and you're driving in the daytime when you usually sleep, that's the time you will feel more fatigue. You start losing focus and drift on across other lane. It is time to take a break from your driving. Driving when tired can cause you to sleep at the wheel and can't result to a crash. Driving under the influence of alcohol is very dangerous because our goal is not allowed at all. That's also right, but again, as I said previously, you need to choose the best option. The following distance becomes less judging. The driving risk become more difficult, so this is more correct. Judging the driving risk becomes more difficult, so when you are under the influence of alcohol, your thinking power. In case of a crash, you can be thrown out of a car. This can be prevented if, of course, by seatbelts. You should have option of seatbelt. If you are wearing a seatbelt, that question, some questions are easy. However, half of the question would be very tricky. So you need to look for those questions. You are driving vehicle A along a narrow road. How should your driving way? The option are slower with one hand on the horn. No, and again, it's only for emergency. You do not honk the horn. Slower, ready for any, is a hidden hazard. That's correct option. You are driving vehicle. How should you manage the driving rate your driving vehicle? A is here. The option are completely done quickly. Now wait until you can see where the cyclist is going, okay? So option B is a correct option. Because you are going this side, you have a cyclist here. You are driving vehicle A. How should you manage the driving risk? Slow down and be ready to stop. Stop and warn the other vehicle to stop as well. Slow down and change the lanes. Option 1 is correct because it's a highway and you cannot stop. So you need to slow down and be ready in case any pedestrian come up in front of you. Vehicle B and C have collided. The most likely cause of this collision is that because we moved to the right lane without checking for a clear space so we could reach in the line, but it didn't check for space nickily, and we have collided. The most likely cause of the collision is that, see the snare, you see the picture, you have a stop line. A is stopping there. It's a mistake of driver B. So while B was following vehicle A, okay, vehicle B was following vehicle A to close. That's the correct option. Which of the image is the correct application of 2-second rules? So when we are driving, the rule says you need to maintain a distance of 2 seconds. So here we have 3 pictures. We need to click on the right picture. So right one is this one. What does that diagram say about falling distance? In good driving condition, there should be at least a 2-second gap between you and the car in front. In good condition, you should leave at least a 2-second gap between you and the car in front.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like the videos, make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment below, and remember to subscribe for more upcoming videos. Best of luck to you!